Welcome in, fantasy footballers. Sleazeball here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be my week 6 stardom sit-em wide receivers. You're going to see two black boxes there. On the top will be the away team, and on the bottom will be the home team. I will give you a green bar, a yellow bar, and a red bar. Green will be stardom. Yellow will be possible, if I think they can start or not. And then red will be obviously sit-em. I will take a bold top 10 wide receiver sit-em stance. Also, I do that every week. I try to make a crazy call. Also, the teams on a bye are Pitt and the Packers. So make sure, you have George Pickens, I guess DJ still on IR, but Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, all the money your lineups. And as always, guys, if you like the content, scroll down, like and subscribe, help your boy out. It helps me a ton. I'm trying to bring you the best fantasy football content to help you win your leagues. And let's start balling, baby. Let's get it cracking here. So, starting off the week 6 matchup on Monday night, we're going to have the Dallas Cowboys at the LA Chargers. CeeDee Lamb and the Cowboys need to wake up here. I mean, I don't know what Mike McCarthy is doing not feeding CeeDee Lamb the ball. This Chargers secondary is beat up. They are terrible versus the pass. I'm honestly, if you're like beat up and you have Brandon Cooks or Michael Gallup, they could even be a nice flex play in like deep leagues. This should be a high scoring shootout game right here, in my opinion. Now, heading to the Chargers side, Keenan Allen will be a top 5 wide receiver the rest of the way if he's healthy. I mean, his targets are through the roof right now. I believe he's wide receiver 2 and averaging points per game right now, which is insane. Now, the problem with Joshua Palmer and Quentin Johnson is the Chargers know what they have with Joshua Palmer. They don't know what they have yet with Quentin Johnston. I think they're both flexible. I think Quentin Johnston's like the league winner down the road. I don't know if he's there yet, but I think you can still flex him and play, either one of them if you have injuries or whatever it is. Heading down to Cleveland and the dog pound, the 49ers. Here's my first big sit-em of the week, Deebo Samuel. So Deebo Samuel is wide receiver 18 on the year right now. Over the past 2 games, he's only averaging 6 points a game. And now you get the Cleveland defense, and the Cleveland defense is number 1 versus the wide receiver right now. So you also got to realize that the Niners are up and down with the star players that they have of Kittle, Ayuk, Deebo, CMC. You never know who's going to pop off. So I'm going to sit Deebo this week and have Ayuk on a start. And if there's no Deshaun Watson, I feel like the game script, which he hasn't practiced yet, it looks like he may not play. It's not official yet, but I mean, the game script could get out of hand real ugly here, and it could be just straight CMC, Jordan Mason all the way. Heading to the Browns side, the 49ers defense is so good. And again, if there's no Deshaun Watson, I'm also going to be sitting Amari Cooper. So this is a double big name sit game right here. I've tweeted this out already that I have Deebo and Amari Cooper on sit-ems, and we'll see how it goes. But I don't like any of the Browns receivers, especially with Deshaun Watson's status looming in the air. Going down to Cincy here. This game, I feel like it's going to be one of the highest scoring games of the week. I'm going to put DK Metcalf and Lockett on stardoms this week. The Cincinnati secondary has not been that great. I know their numbers just bolstered last week because they hammered down on Arizona, but everyone hammers on Arizona really, except for the Cowboys. So, I mean, I'm going to put both of them on stardom. I do think that they'll both beat their projections. DK Metcalf could have a big game this week, especially in the red zone. I think his targets need to come up more in the red zone like 2022. I'm hoping that happens. Jay Season, they got to get him involved. I can't even put him in yellow yet. He hasn't done anything. It's like they're wasting talent. He's actually an athletic specimen freak. His college numbers are crazy, but nothing yet in the NFL. Bengals side, Jamar Get Silly Chase, Rule the Jungle is back. I've seen tweets now that he is open on 42 routes this season. That's like more than Justin Jefferson, who just got hurt. That sucks for Jefferson, but it's crazy. And now Burrow's looking healthy. This should be a high-flying game. T. Higgins now was also day-to-day, so I feel like that rib injury is going to get behind him. I thought they might sit him with the bye coming next week. I think he's going to play, and the Seattle secondary is third worst versus the pass. This is a smash play for all these Bengals wide receivers, even Tyler Boyd. Like, if you need a flex player in a deep league, I like him as well this week too. Back to LA, division rivalry of the Cardinals versus the Rams. So Marquise Brown has had a 10-point floor plus every week, 14, 14, 14, 14, 15, and I think 10 points week one. He's been an absolute great value every week. Low end wide receiver 2, maybe even mid wide receiver 2 now with the targets he gets. He averages 10 targets a game. He is on the season wide receiver 12. I mean, he's averaging 15.2 points per game in regular PPR. I like Marquise Brown a lot as a start this week. Michael Wilson, deep dart throw. Again, if you need a, deep league flex play or, say you have Matt Andrews, a wide receiver, I could see him as a dart throw, nothing more there. Rondo Moore, nothing. The Rams side, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp just accumulated 63% of the targets last week. I thought that Puka last week would be a start last week versus Philly. This game could get out of hand, especially with no James Conner, but I'm going to put them both on stardoms this week. Van Jefferson got traded to Atlanta, and Tutu Atwell's pretty much afterthought. Even though he got a touchdown last week, he only had 2 targets. It was a red zone touchdown for 8 yards. It was nothing special. I mean, if you played him, it was nice to get, but I don't like Tutu at all anymore with Cooper Kupp being back. The Giants and Bills on Sunday night. This Giants wide receiver room is struggling, man. I was making dart throws the past couple of videos trying to figure out which one would hit. I thought it'd be Rondell Robinson last week. That was a negative. It's Daniel Jones, super tough to watch, man. This offense is very bad. I'm going all red on all of them. The Bills side, Stephon Diggs is always a must start. Wide receiver 2 on the year, averaging 23 points a game. Him and Josh Allen are clicking on every single level. And what's crazy is Gabe Davis' consistency is now there finally. Gabe Davis is wide receiver 14 right now. He's averaging 14 points a game. And that's full point PPR, but all these are full point PPR stats. But I mean, that's high value right now. So I like both of them as starts this week, 100% against the Giants. When you start every superstar or big name against the Giants, they're awful. The best offense on the planet in the Panthers. The Panthers now, so Adam Thielen is wide receiver 10 on the year. He is averaging a 19.6 point per game average. The Panthers are always behind. DJ Shark even had a 10-point game last week. So I look at both these guys as startable. DJ Shark should be like a light green, if I had one or whatever. And I mean, they're going to get blown out in this game. So the garbage points are obviously going to be there. They're going to be able to throw the ball down 20 points, down 25, whatever it is. They should see a lot of volume. So Adam Thielen is a must start for me this week. He's on my Twitter must start. DJ Shark, I'm fine with him flexing as well. Jonathan Mingo saw a little uptick in targets last week. His best game of his career so far. Still nothing special there for me yet. Dolphins side, always must start. This offense is so potent. Really nothing to talk about. Tyreek Hill, wide receiver 1, averaging 26.5. Jalen Waddle's been off to a slow start. I don't know if that has to deal with the Dolphins' run game being so good this year, and I can see the run game pounding this game out too. But I still think Jalen Waddle's will start every week. Here comes the bold superstar Stidham. I messed up the Jets down here. Jets are at home. Actually, I think the Eagles are at home, but I've already started the video, so let me make sure here. Let me pull it up real quick. Oh, the Jets are at home. Okay, so A.J. Brown is going to get Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner is going to lock A.J. Brown down. This is the only top 10 wide receiver this week that I can find any stats that I wanted to bench for. And I think Devonta Smith will have the big game this week with Sauce on A.J. Brown. Jets side, Philadelphia's secondary is beatable. The volume of passing, they'll be down so much in this game, is why I have Garrett Wilson in green. I do think he'll beat his projection. His numbers have been decent. I mean, nothing like if he had, Aaron Rodgers. He's only wide receiver 27 on the year, averaging 12 points a game. Should be averaging 20 with his talent. But I'm still going to put him in green this week. The Ravens versus the Titans. Zay Flowers has been a target monster. He just hasn't found the end zone yet. It's driving me absolutely crazy. He's playing 91% of the snaps as a rookie, which is nutty. His target share is in the top 10. I mean, everything is there for him. He just needs to find the end zone. He's like a 10-point average player, even in 0.5 PPR. In regular PPR, I think he's like top 15. Where is he? Let me see here. While I'm talking about him. Actually, he's 31, but he averages 12.4. So, I mean, he's at a 10 target a game pace. He gets the Tennessee Titans secondary, who is absolutely burnable. Their strength is stopping the run. This should be a smash play for Zay Flowers. You could even like deep league flex OBJ. I'm still waiting for OBJ to like have a decent game, but not like a super strong start on him. And Rashad Bateman's still playing 30% snaps. I don't know why you'd even think about Rashad Bateman. DeAndre Hopkins for the Titans, coming off his monster game last week, was something good to see. I know the Titans like offense looks terrible, but I mean the Ravens offense hasn't looked good either. I could see a lot of back-to-back volume in this game. I don't know how much I really like it, but I'm gonna put DeAndre Hopkins as a start in this well. Minshew mania. So Anthony Richardson now on IR. Week 11 return. Looks like he might be out for the season with some of the updates I've seen. I do think Gardner Minshew does help the wide receivers in the passing game here, especially with how many routes these wide receivers run. So think about this for a second. Michael Pittman, Alex Pierce, and Josh Down are all top 7 in routes ran. So this offense is fully running, and they're out there, man. They just Alex Pierce and Downs haven't got the production yet. Josh Downs had a little good game last week, kind of a breakout, his best game as a rookie. I still don't like find him as a stardom yet. I do think Michael Pittman will have a big game. He smashed on the Jags in week 1. He had a 17-point game against them. Michael Pittman is running the most routes in the NFL. He's a must start every time with all the volume he gets. Down to the Jags side, the Colts secondary is bad. So I'm going to put Calvin Ridley. I mean, Calvin Ridley is always a green start for me. I'm such a Calvin Ridley fan. It's kind of biased at the time. Christian Kirk will be flexible for me. I mean, if Zay Jones is back. So this is why I have them both in yellow. Christian would be green if I don't know about Zay Jones' injury yet. So he's still questionable. There's no update that he's back, but I feel like if Zay comes back, that really hurts Christian Kirk's value in the 3 wide receiver set because, they don't run as many 3 wides, so he won't be on the field as much. It has been helping him since he's out, and Kirk has been balling. He has the chemistry with Trevor Lawrence, but I'm going to leave him in yellow as if Zay Jones is out, he would be green. So you got to remember that too. Tonight's game, the Thursday night ugly football game coming. Jerry Jeudy, it's time for him to wake up and have a big game here. This should be a blowout game. This should be a game where the garbage points are there. Jerry Jeudy and Sutton, maybe they need to start using Mims more. It's crazy that they're not. But you get the Chiefs. I think they're going to be down 20 in this game. I mean, by like the third quarter, this should be garbage points. You should be able to tack on all these points. The Chiefs secondary is not great. They're not going to be pinning their ears back up 20. I like Jerry Jeudy as a start this week, but Cortland Sutton, I'm fine flexing. Marvin Mims is a no. Chiefs side, I should put Rashee Rice up here too. I forgot about him. You never know who's going to score in this Chiefs offense. I think this is going to be a Pacheco game. All these guys like Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, and Rashee Rice could be a dart throw flex play. I'll add him in my next video. I forgot about his name. MVS, no. I think it's going to be a Travis Kelce Pacheco show tonight. I don't really know if I'd start him unless it's like a very, very deep league or double flex or, something like that. The Viking side. Vikings, Bears. So Justin Jefferson on IR out till week 11. Really sucks. Now, KJ Osborne was running 91% of the routes. He has the 5th most routes ran in the NFL. Now that Justin Jefferson is out, both these guys are must starts for me, honestly. I like KJ Osborne a lot. I like Jordan Addison a ton this week, especially against the weak Bears secondary. This should be a smash play. The problem is how long do they, stay in any game now? But you gotta love the garbage point potential. Like they're not gonna take Addison or KJ Osborne out if they're down. That's not like you're taking out Debo Samuel if you're up 20, right? So it's like a different name brand. So I like both of them a ton this week. DJ Moore, 50 points last week, last Thursday against the Redskins. That was ridiculous. He could have had 65 if they didn't call him out of bounds. I mean, he pretty much made the Pro Bowl in one game. Him and Justin Fields are now clicking. The last two games, you have to love everything about DJ Moore right now. Must start green play. I'm even fine. I know that Darnell Mooney and Claypool's now on the Dolphins, so let's get rid of this one. So he's gone. But now that Darnell Mooney should get some catches in this game. I can't believe he had 0 last game. I know that Fields missed him on a couple like deep balls, like by 2 feet over his head. He's a smaller receiver. I understand that. But this game should be a decent, flexible start play for Darnell Mooney, too. If you need a deep dart throw or DFS or whatever it is, I can see him being an okay play tonight. The Commanders are in big trouble. Here's another one of my big sit-ems right here. So Terry McLaurin, just like last week with Nico Collins, where I said sit Nico Collins versus the Falcons. Okudah and Terrell are the best duo corners in the league right now, smashing wide receivers. No one passes really on them. That's why I have Curtis Samuel in yellow, because their 1 and 2s on the outside will stop the stars, so Jahan Dotson and McLaurin will get locked up. And Curtis Samuel may be an okay play out the flex, because I think it's going to be Curtis Samuel and Logan Thomas across the middle they're looking for. I don't like any of the Redskins, and they're running top 10 in routes. Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson are both just out there, just running wind sprints, man. There's nothing going on. So very tough for me to start either one of them right now. Drake London. This should be a smash Drake London game. DJ Moore just dropped 50 on this bad Washington secondary. But Washington's front is good, so don't forget that. Their front has a lot of money on there with Montez Sweat and Chase Young. They should be able to get after Desmond Ridder. But Ridder just threw for 300 yards. I mean, who saw that coming? I thought he was going to lose his job. This should be a definitely smash play for Drake London and Kyle Pitts either way. I like them a lot this week. I'll get to my tight ends next, though. But New Orleans heading down to the Texans. Here's another one of my big sit-ems this week. Chris Olave needs to wake up here. I don't know what is going on in New Orleans with Chris Olave. He has not lived up to the potential that you drafted him. It is early in the season. I don't like Michael Thomas at all this week. Rashid Shaheed, maybe a dart throw. I don't really like him. I have him in yellow. I mean, it's going to be, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be an Alvin Kamara game here again. If the Texans can stay in the game, there'll be more passing, but they've been leaning on the run a ton. They even used Kendrick Miller last week a lot, so I know they beat the Pats 35-0, so that's different. But now the Texans side, Marcus Lattimore has been lights out versus every number 1 receiver this year. If you have Nico Collins, get him on your bench this week. Tank Dell looks like he may not play from the updates I've seen. John Mechie's been a shell of himself so far, not enough playing time. And that's why I have Robert Woods in yellow, because where they do get beat is the slot. They do lock up the tight ends for some reason, but the slot receiver is their weak point. Robert Woods could see some volume in this game. Nothing special, not like a must start, but I'm okay with the flex on him if you need like a deep dart throw. The Patriots, man. Going to the Raiders. I don't even know what word to describe the Pats offense for the past 4 weeks. Abysmal. That's the good one for it. It's terrible. I can't put any of them even in yellow until I see something better. Nothing to talk about there. Raiders side, their schedule gets so good right now. It's crazy. Devontae Adams is going to bounce back. His shoulder kind of hurt him last week. You could tell Monday night he wasn't the same. Even he said it after the game, but I expect that when a superstar has a bad game. Jacoby Myers has been a target monster. He is now a must-start flex every single week if you have him. I mean, it looks like Jimmy G has a great connection with him. It's kind of crazy, but I mean, it's going to stay green until anything changes for me here. Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and the Bucks. So, Bucks side, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin are both going to be stardoms for me. I'm going to say this. I think Branch is going to play this game. Their superstar rookie that got hurt last week. They still have Gardner Johnson out for the season. Their secondary is weak. The Lions are so strong up front with their front seven that it helps their secondary. So I don't know. And Tampa's O-line is kind of beat up. They're not that good. So it could be a tempered expectation. And we don't know if Mike Evans is playing it with the hamstring either. So that's something to watch out for. But if he's out there, he's definitely a must-go green every time. Amon-Ra St. Brown. If there's ever his breakout game, I know he's coming off abdomen injury or sports hernia or whatever people want to call it. This is going to be the breakout game. I mean, Sam Laporta has been balling, taking over since he's been out. I mean, he's been a crazy tight end. This is Amon-Ra's time right now. The Tampa Bay defense is very bad in the secondary. He should be smash play. The problem is I don't know how long they stay in the game. I think it's going to be a higher scoring game than people think, but I hope it stays competitive. But I like Amon-Ra a ton this week. I like him every week pretty much. Oh, I didn't realize that was it. And that is it for my wide receiver startup sit-em videos, guys. Sorry, the wife's kind of asleep, so I'm trying to be like quieter in the video. Thank you guys for watching. My next video will be quarterbacks and tight ends combined. As always, if you have any questions, drop them down below. And make sure you scroll down, hit that like and subscribe, help your boy out. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.